Hi, I'm Riley, and I'm the Communications Director for Plan to Eat.
And I'm Roni. I am the content creator for Plan to Eat and the customer experience director.
Today we want to share with you 12 grocery store hacks that'll help you save money, waste less, and in general have a better experience at the grocery store.
Yeah, we're just going to do basically some bullet points of some things that we have thought of that are helpful for us at the grocery store, but that we also think would be helpful for you.
Yeah. Cute mug.
Thanks. This one, this is actually my favorite mug, but I think I got it at like a Lost and Found or something.
Oh, nice.
It was free 99.
Love it.
What's yours?
It's handmade. I love pottery, so
Yeah.
it's also just nice to drink out of.
I love those like thick, like that has like a thick
Yeah.
kind of pottery handle.
Yeah.
I love those kinds of mugs. Those are the
Yeah,
best.
it's like the curl up by the fire kind of mug, just cozy. Just, yeah. Well, let's jump right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number one on our list is for a grocery store hack is just to use Plan to Eat. Obviously, we work for Plan to Eat. We want to talk about Plan to Eat a little bit, but it really is important to make a meal plan and then shop based off of a shopping list. That in general is just going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of money because you're going to the grocery store and you are buying things that are applicable to recipes that you added to your planner rather than just buying things at random and maybe wandering around the grocery store being like, what else do I need to buy?
We've all been there. You buy a bunch of stuff when you have no plan. You buy a bunch of stuff and you get home and you're like, what am I going to make? I have all this food and no plan. So having a focused meal plan, it just helps you use the stuff you buy and you use it all up and you're not wasting anything. Nothing's going to be thrown away and your family's going to love it because you're going to know what's for dinner.
Yeah. And just to point out some of the awesome things that we love about Plan to Eat and the shopping list is that when you add similar items to the Plan to Eat shopping list, if the title and the unit match, they'll automatically merge. So that way, if you have onions in 4 of your recipes, they will show up as 4 onions rather than onion, 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 onion. And then you're crossing multiple things off when you're at the store. But the shopping list is also categorized by the different aisles basically in your grocery store, so you can customize these and rearrange them in whatever order you would like. So that way when you're at the grocery store and you're going aisle by aisle, your shopping list is also organized aisle by aisle rather than looking at the top and looking at the bottom and trying to coordinate where you need to go throughout the store.
Yeah, and when you go in with a plan and you're buying the exact amounts you need, you automatically are going to save money.
Yeah.
Tip number 2 is to go to the deli counter or the meat counter to buy exact amounts of those items that you need. It could be sliced cheese or it could be cuts of beef. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can buy exactly the amount that you need. Some other perks for doing that is that you can have it wrapped in paper. So when you take it home, it's paper, recyclable, and you're not using more plastic than you need to by buying something from like the prepackaged items where all that plastic is. We know that we have to do it sometimes, but if you're trying to cut down, this is a great way to do it.
Okay, number 3 on the list is to shop the perimeter of your grocery store. So you've probably heard this before, but most grocery stores are organized in a way that a lot of the fresher foods are on the perimeter of the store. So like the produce and the meat counter and the dairy and the bakery, they're all kind of around the perimeter of the store. And then the inner aisles of your grocery stores are often the processed and the packaged foods. Now, we don't care if you eat processed or packaged foods. However, if you are trying to avoid processed foods or if you're trying to avoid sugary items, staying away from those inner aisles is going to be a helpful thing for just buying fresher foods.
Also, I find that when I shop the perimeter, it allows me to, I save money because I'm not passing something in an aisle that I think, ooh, that looks yummy.
Yeah.
And it helps me stay a little healthier too because I'm not buying the stuff from the middle. Obviously, we all do it from time to time, and there's some good stuff in the middle like coffee.
Yeah. But also if you're trying to reduce waste and you don't want to buy things that are in a package, then avoid buying things in a package.
Right. Yeah, and the perimeter, it allows you to, like we said with the meat counter, you can wrap things in brown paper. In the produce section, you can bring your own produce bags to reusable produce bags that you can grab your produce. And it's a good time to remind you to bring your own bags to the grocery store. So you can cut down on waste there too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tip number 4 is to not forget about the frozen food section. Now, we want to highlight that the frozen food section includes frozen vegetables and frozen fruit, which is a great way to find things that are not in season, but that are flash frozen when they are in season, so they taste delicious, but also allows you to incorporate those into your meal plan year round. Another hack that I love about the frozen food section is that you can actually buy pre-chopped vegetables like celery and onions and carrots, mirepoix, I believe that's what it's called, and you can use that. It's a starter for a lot of recipes. So it's pre-chopped and just frozen in a bag. You can toss. That's your starter for your recipes a lot of the time. A lot of recipes call for onions and carrots and celery, or just onions and carrots or peppers or something like that. You can buy those pre-chopped. It's a great way to save a little time when you're doing your recipe prep, and it's easy to buy in the frozen food section.
Yeah. Number 5 on our list is to either do grocery delivery or pickup. So you probably know that in Plan to Eat, we have the option to send your grocery list, your shopping list, to grocery delivery. But grocery delivery is also a great option for saving time, for saving money. It's similar to the reason of just having a shopping list in the first place, where you're shopping directly from a list, you're sending things directly to the grocery store, and you're not buying a bunch of extra stuff.
I personally use grocery delivery a lot. Every trip to the grocery store, pretty much. I use grocery pickup, not delivery.
Yeah.
And it allows me to buy exactly what I need. I'm not tempted to buy a whole bunch of extras that I may or may not use, because it's just, I pick it in the app and I pick it up when I go to the store. It really saves me a lot of time.
Yeah. It might not be the greenest option out there as far as reducing plastic waste, because most stores package all of your stuff then in plastic bags and whatnot. So if you're interested in doing more plastic reduction, that kind of thing, it might not be the best option for you. But if you're short on time, or you have a particular week where you just can't get to the grocery store, it can be really helpful.
Yeah. I would say that there are seasons for everything.
Yeah.
And if you're in a season where saving time is a necessity, maybe you have a whole bunch of kids, or maybe you have a really busy job, and that grocery pickup is going to definitely save you a lot of time and certainly some money if you're tempted to purchase stuff in the store that you didn't need, like me.
Yeah.
Tip number 6 is keep ingredients for an on-hand meal. So what I mean by that is I have a recipe for white chicken chili that literally just takes canned goods. And I always have it in my pantry. That way, if we have a really busy week and I don't get to the grocery store that night, I have a recipe that I can make, and it prevents me from having to call for takeout or going to pick something up. It's just something I can throw together really quickly with stuff that I always have on hand. So every time I go to the store, maybe not every time I go to the store, but every once in a while when I go to the store, I intentionally buy ingredients for a recipe that I can throw together. That way, we all have those days. We all have those weeks where it's just like, oh gosh, I don't have something planned. The rest of my week was planned, or maybe it was just this rollover of a new week and you haven't gotten to the store yet. It's really nice to have items to just toss together a meal.
Yeah. And you don't necessarily, if you're tight on budget, you don't necessarily have to buy all of these items in one grocery store run. You could pick up 1 or 2 items every single grocery trip, so that way you have these items on hand for the future. Like, it's really just kind of a backup plan, because hopefully you're taking the time to do your meal plan, but we all know that life gets in the way, and meal plans don't happen exactly on the same day every week, or, when we have crazy weeks, they don't happen at all.
Yeah.
So tip number 7 is to use the bulk section of your store, or to shop in a bulk type of a store. So the bulk section of your store is the place where you can get like oatmeal or rice or trail mix, and they come out of those big dispensers, and you can fill up your own containers to get exact amounts of these items, but you can also bring your own containers to the grocery store if you want. So if you're trying to cut down on plastic, whatever, I know that we have a local store here that will weigh like your jars beforehand, so that you can then fill up a jar if you want to use that for your flour, your rice, whatever. And I think you can do that at a lot of other grocery stores too. But you can even bring, like other plastic bags that you've already used that you want to use a second time. Or, whatever the case may be in those bulk sections. But then we also want to talk about bulk stores and how that can save you money, because there are places like Costco and Sam's Club where you can go and shop for items in bulk. And it can actually end up saving you a lot of money in the long run.
I personally find that buying meat at those stores is really cost effective, because I can buy a great deal of it there for a really good price per pound. And then when I go home, I can portion it out and then freeze it. And then I have it for months, but maybe my cost per pound was $2 compared to like $6 at a grocery store, at a regular grocery store. So you're really saving a lot of money. A tip that I find really helpful for when I'm shopping at a store like Costco is that I'll open my grocery store app, if your grocery store offers an app, and I'll compare prices to make sure that I'm actually saving money. Sometimes it is convenient to just go ahead and buy it while you're there. But if I have the time, I try to compare the prices so that I know I might be buying a jar of salsa and it's a certain price, but I can get it cheaper at my grocery store. If I'm really trying to be strict on my budget, it really helps me buy the one that costs less.
Yeah. And if you have a big family, shopping at a place like Costco or Sam's Club is really helpful to just buy larger quantities of food if you're going through food a lot faster, or, you know, if you have kids and you need to pack things for their lunches, it can be really helpful to just buy a bunch of snacks all at once. To go in lunches or to go for, you know, sports snacks or whatever. So that way you're not going to the grocery store every single week for those items. You can have kind of a stock of them at your house.
Right. It might cost you a little bit more up front, but in the long run, it's going to save you a little bit of money.
Right. Like it's kind of like that cost per item situation where it's like your cost per item is probably lower, even though you might be spending a larger chunk of money up front.
Yeah. In addition to buying meat at Costco, you can buy cheese in bulk and yogurt in bulk and vegetables and produce, and depending on the size of your family, those things actually make a lot of sense financially to buy those there and buy them in bulk.
Yeah, or even if you like to do bulk cooking and you like to prep for, you know, if your freezer meals and that kind of stuff, going and buying, you know, all of the vegetables that you need for your freezer meals up front, it can definitely be a lot more cost effective that way.
Another thing that we love about Costco in particular is that they don't use any bags. You might find a bag in the meat section, but otherwise when you're checking out, they're going to allow you to just take your groceries and leave, or they'll box it up in reused boxes from the inventory that they have, like apple boxes, but they don't use any packaging at the
checkout.
At the checkout, which we love, and that helps cut down on some waste for sure. So tip number 8 is to buy sale-priced food and freeze it for use later. You may not need it that week or that meal plan, but you see it and you find that it is a really good price on dented cans or meat or breads even, because bread can be frozen. You can buy those while they're on sale and use them in your next week meal plan, or adjust your current meal plan to accommodate for those items so that you are saving a little bit of money. And a lot of times that stuff just ends up being thrown away. Canned goods will be taken off into like a food bank or a local like county food sharing program. But a lot of the other stuff just gets thrown away. So this is a good way to purchase it while it's on sale and then save it for your own family.
Yeah, we did this a lot in the summer actually, like when berries and stuff go on sale. You know, you can buy like a thing of strawberries and it's like 5 containers of strawberries for $5 or whatever, which is way less expensive. And so we'll just buy a bunch of fruit and then take it home and freeze it, and then we can use it in smoothies or pie or whatever later. So that way we're getting it at a sale price, but then we can have, you know, semi-fresh food later.
Absolutely.
Related to that is that most stores have a clearance section. So you might notice that separate departments of a store might have their own sale section. So like the bakery might have its own clearance section, the meat department might have its own sale section, the produce department has its own sale section. So if you're looking to save money, going to these specific clearance sections can be really helpful. And just buying things that maybe you need to eat a little bit quicker. But, you know, if you're trying to save money, it's a really helpful option.
Definitely. Next tip is number 10. That one was number 9. Tip number 10 is to adjust your recipes based on what's on sale. If you have the time, if you're shopping in a store, you didn't do grocery pickup or delivery, sometimes you'll see things that are on sale that you didn't know were going to be on sale because you find them in store. So you can look at your recipe, and this is simple swaps. It might be that a certain kind of bean is on sale over another kind, and your recipe is not going to taste that much different using a different bean, but you're able to cut down your recipe's price per serving by buying something that was on sale. This could work for ground turkey versus ground beef. Maybe one or the other is on sale. Maybe you find spinach versus arugula on sale in the produce section. And it's just a simple swap for your salad. If you're a big fan of one over the other, then go for it. But if you find it on sale and you're trying to be cost aware, then this is an easy thing to do. You can either change it in your recipe or just make a note in your recipe that you made that change inside of Plan to Eat. And then when you're cooking it, you know what you purchased for that particular recipe.
Yeah. And if you take your Plan to Eat app to the grocery store with you, when you are in the shopping list, you can click on the pencil icon next to an item, and it'll show you the edit details for that particular item. And at the bottom, it'll show you the recipe that that's associated with. So if you're curious if a specific substitution that you're trying to make is going to go along with the recipe or maybe clash with something else, you can always then go to the recipe that it's associated with and kind of do like a little overview, or then go into that recipe and make a note in the recipe that you had a substitution.
I actually really love to do that. I don't follow a ton of recipes, but when I am following particular recipes, I love to make simple swaps like that. Even if it's spaghetti squash for pasta or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 11 is to build your meal plans around coupons. So every Sunday newspaper, if you still receive the newspaper, has like a whole coupon section. A lot of times grocery stores will send you coupons in the mail, but I personally like to use my grocery store app and just automatically clip the coupons from the app, and then it just connects it with, like, I shop at King Soopers. So I go to the King Soopers app, and then if I clip those coupons in the app, it just automatically connects them to my member card. So when I swipe my card, those coupons and discounts are automatically applied.
I would highly encourage you to use your store's savings program. Whatever your store is, a lot of them offer savings programs.
Yeah.
And you can use the coupons that are inside the app or the coupons that are in store. Also, they'll mail you coupons based on what you purchase every week. At least mine does.
Yeah.
And then it's things that I'm going to buy all the time, whether it's produce or canned goods or meat, whatever it is. I'm getting coupons for things that I buy a lot, which I'm going to buy them again because I buy them a lot. So that's super helpful. It kind of is. It's smart, right? It's intelligent. It's like building your coupons based on what you already buy. And also, if your grocery store has a gas station, you can also earn points to get money off of your fuel, which is great. It's a win-win.
Bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I love those points.
Yeah.
Tip number 12 is to buy store brand. This could be on anything, but store brand is often significantly cheaper than name brand items. And it just allows you to just save a little bit more at the store. And we thought we'd share that one with you too.
Yeah. So that was kind of our compilation of 12 grocery store hacks that we wanted to share with you. If you guys have other ideas for grocery store hacks that you want us to know about and share with other people, we'd love it if you'd add it in the comment section below. And we will add some links in the description to grocery delivery and some info about the Plan to Eat shopping list if you're unfamiliar with it. Yeah. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks so much.
See you next time.